Yes, everyone, what's going on? Stephen Howson, full-time Devils. United have beaten Newcastle 2-0 at St James's Park. It was a hard-fought game for us. Far too often in the game, it was static and slow, and Newcastle sat really deep. A little bit reminiscent of what we saw with the Huddersfield game, to be honest, where they made it super difficult for us. They kept a real low block, made it really difficult for us to get anything in behind, which is what we found so much success with so far since Ollie's taken over. And it was a frustrating game for us. I think there's probably a couple of reasons why, as Ollie's now starting to experimenting with his starting 11. We saw Juan Mata come back into the team, Antonio Valencia came back into the team, and Phil Jones returned to the starting 11 after Eric Bailly being suspended. I thought Jones started off quite poorly and almost gave them a real opportunity on goal before actually pulling it out. As much as I think Juan Mata is a wonderful footballer and a brilliant football player and a lovely bloke, I don't think he fits the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer system. I think he's drifting far too much over to that left-hand side, making it congested at times, really getting in the way of things and making it a little bit stickier. He can't hold any sort of position on the right. If we was going to play him like City play someone like a David Silva, I think there's a real place for him. But while he's played as a wide forward in these systems has to be able to press to a certain extent. You have to be able to put them on the front foot. That's what we've seen Ollie been successful with so far, especially when Jesse Lingard's been involved, because that's what he does. He doesn't let people take a second touch. He's on them. He's forcing errors. And because of that, United have been very, very successful in winning back possession in that final third for us. That's where we've been turning it over. Today, we allowed Newcastle to run through the middle. We allowed them so many shots on target. They basically had about the same number of shots as we did. So in previous 3 matches where we've dominated, today we didn't really allow that. And I don't want to blame Juan Mata. I think he's just not the right person for this system. Definitely not helped out by having Antonio Valencia alongside and behind him, who I think offered about as much as I did sitting here watching it. He offered nothing. He was a complete passenger throughout the game. Looks a little bit out of shape as well, considering Valencia is usually absolutely shredded. Looks like he had a good Christmas. But he's not doing anything with anything. He offered absolutely nothing. He was a complete passenger in the game. If United want to be successful, whether that's under Ollie or under whoever comes in after him, if anyone does actually come in after him, then I think you've got to sort out what's going to happen on that right-hand side. Whether that's a permanent fixture on the right-hand side in terms of a winger or a wide forward, and certainly someone at right back. It's time for Dalot to get his proper opportunity now, I think, under Ollie, because we all know my thoughts on Ashley Young. Antonio Valencia, I was excited to see what he'd come back. For me, it was a clean sheet for everybody, a clean slate. Everyone was going to get an opportunity, and we'll judge them on what they've been like under Ollie, especially the way that we've seen a transformation in Nemanja Matic. I think it was only fair that everyone gets given a new, fresh opportunity under the new manager. And I thought that would have been absolutely fine. But Valencia has shown nothing today. No desire, no intelligence, no skill. He's shown less than nothing. It was awful from Valencia. And I think that probably exacerbated Juan Mata not looking great. And also the other week when Mata played as well, I thought that there was a little bit of that going on. I didn't quite think he fit the system. And some of that might have been Fred behind him. But maybe there's a little bit of that in Juan as well. Positives aside, though, because we have picked up 3 points. We have managed now to keep a clean sheet under Ollie, and we've done it on the road, which all positive things. Didn't think Pogba's involved. I said I was going to talk positively, didn't I? But I'm carrying on for a little bit. I didn't think Pogba's involvement was as great today, but I think that's a chain reaction of all the other things that's going on in the game. And I think the likes of Lingard not featuring, although I think that Sanchez might be able to patch that up if you do need to bring Jesse in and out of the side a little bit. But I think because you've not got that intensity going forward with the likes of Mata and people moving off the ball like Lingard does, I think it really limited Pogba's options. We didn't really see him switch the play at all today. We didn't see him finding anybody with long-range passes. It was a lot more insular and it was a lot more involved in real tight stuff. And that was what I thought. Let me know what you guys think in terms of man of the match, because I thought it was a fairly solid team performance. I think let's talk on the positives now, Len, because I thought Victor Lindelof was very good. I thought he was kept very busy today, and he dealt with most of the things that he had to deal with. Didn't really put a massive foot wrong. and had a lot of scrambling defending to do. I thought he was pretty decent. I thought Ander Herrera had a real busy game like he normally does. I thought Marshall was showing good flashes. Him and Marcus linking up quite well. I thought Marcus had a very good game. Those are the positives. And of course, taking a clean sheet away on the road and 3 points while Chelsea drop points as well. Because I think Chelsea are one of the ones that we've got to have in our sights if we're going to get into that top 4. Those are all the positives for me. I'm going to start reading some of the comments out as well and see what you guys are saying. Ander Herrera, man of the match. Lindelof, man of the match. Herrera, Lindelof. A lot of people saying the same sort of thing. Couple there for Rashford. So everyone's kind of on the same sort of thing. John Joe should have got sent off, says Azubar. Do you know what? I thought Pogba dived at first when I first saw it, and I was like, he's just bought that. And then I saw the replay and I was like, it's a fucking red card. That was an absolute disgrace. Red card all day long. Dirty, horrible, scouse bastard. Why was Marshall subbed, says Talk Shadow. I think because he wanted to bring on Sanchez on that left-hand side. I don't think he was playing badly, but I think that was just what he wanted. Kennedy says man of the match, Rashford. Jonathan says Sanchez needs to start. Paul says Valencia was crap, sorry, but back passing, side passing, sat in the middle of our half, getting brushed aside, going back. He needs to retire. Bold claim, but you know what? I don't think so. A load of shouts for Lindelof and Rashford, and I completely agree with all you guys that are saying that, totally. Jones needs to go, but Rashford what? Can't actually leave it a sentence like that. 6 points away from Chelsea. Is that what it actually is now? There you go. I'm happy with that then. Glad Sanchez came on, says Lawrence. Yeah, it was good to see Sanchez coming on. Need to see what he can do. Given regular minutes now and getting in the mixer there. There you go. That's what I'm after. How did Lindelof get a card and not John Joe? Lukaku making a mark. Yep, Lukaku will do wonders for his confidence scoring in both the games that he's featured there for Ollie now. So, and can we talk about the composure for Marcus? If there's a weakness in Marcus's finishing, it's composure, isn't it? Wonderful composure. Arguably too much time to make decisions and mess it up, but a brilliant finish from him yet again. Natraz says that right flank needs fixing. I agree. Need a centre-back and a proper right winger, says Manji. Would you go to the transfer market with it? Or would you maybe see what Chong and Greenwood can do? I would love both of them to make it at United, but I think the chances of that are extremely, extremely slim. So for me, I would say give them the opportunity against Reading and say, lads, there's a shirt there with someone's name on it. Why don't you battle it out for it? And winner takes all, as far as I'm concerned. The big test is in 11 days, says Rudy. That's it. We're just trying to build up some confidence and some momentum at the moment, aren't we? Lukaku better coming off the bench, says Ross. Maybe for now. Maybe we have to see how he gets on, given a couple of starts. But now he's getting that match fitness and it's happy days. Matt Dino says, thought Lascelles was towing the line a lot. Ref was all around today. Yeah, I mean, he could have. He had a couple, didn't he, that he could have ended up getting a red on the back of, or a second yellow even. Do we play the youth versus Reading in the FA Cup, Simon? I want to see some. A little bit disappointed there was none on the bench tonight. I believe Chong and Gomez travelled, but they weren't, obviously not featured. I would hope to see... I don't think you'll see wholesale changes because he can't cock it up, can he? He can't... completely phone it in and end up getting knocked out of the cup. So you still got to make sure you win the game. But it might be the opportunity to put some on the bench and that now. How do you fit Marshall, Rashford and Alexis in one team? That's what Ollie's got to figure out, innit? If they're all on form, it's a tough decision about who you leave out big time. Pogba and Lukaku, selfish at the end. We can score a couple more goals. Maybe. I just needed a couple more shots off Pogba and I'd have been happy. Not bad. Pogba looks incredible. It was the worst of his games, I guess. I mean, that's pushing it a bit when he was still good, but it was the worst of his game, and arguably without Pogba being at his brilliance that he's been at the last 3 games, United didn't look as good today. So I wonder how intrinsically linked both of those are. Valencia still can't get forward. I know. I was prepared to be able to say it was clearly Jose's orders. I was saying, look, what if he gets the ball, gets into the byline, bangs a cross in, and we go, oh, Tony's back. Didn't happen. Get rid. Would I prefer a bigger win? I'd prefer a better performance, actually. The win's the win at the end of the day, but a better performance, I'd have been really happy. Maybe a little bit more rotation in there to see what we can. Ivan says, is Rashford considered undroppable? Probably not, but he's in fantastic form. TL says, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, thank you for making me enjoy watching United again. There's a lot of Reds that probably feel that way at the moment, isn't there? How great will Lindelof become? Still a lot of flaws in his game, especially dealing with someone that's challenging him, old school direct kind of style, but he's getting there. And I think alongside someone like an Alderweireld or a Koulibaly, there's a real good defender in there. So I would like to see him given that opportunity. It was tactical. Come on, Howson. What was tactical? For Valencia to look shit and also just crowd out the left-hand side and invite attacks down the right-hand side? I don't think it was. I'm going to be honest with you. Righty. That is it from me. We've got full coverage obviously coming from St James's Park, so make sure to stick around for the fan cams. I'm doing a tactical review over on my channel in about half an hour or so if you'd like to come and join me. If not, then subscribe to Full Time Devils, give it a subscribe, a share and a like and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.